It's unfortunate to see that not Lego, I was about to say Lego Indiana Jones. It's unfortunate to see that Xbox's Indiana Jones isn't doing so well sales-wise on the Xbox platform, or rather on PC, I should say. Rather, it's doing quite well on PS5 sales-wise. So let's actually talk about what this, I guess, kind of means for Xbox and their multi-platform releases. Of an idea of what I'm going to be talking about, this is largely just going to be about the fact that Xbox released a multi-platform game and effectively did a sort of delayed release where they released the game on Xbox and PC initially, but then released it on PS5 mere months later. And it's, without a shadow of a doubt, the PS5 version is selling better than the PC version, and that we can actually see through this VGC article that I have posted by Andy Robinson, which actually shows data that is actually being collected by analysts. So for those of you guys that don't know, this is an analytics firm that actually looks at sales of electronic products like video games. And it's crazy to kind of see the numbers, at least from this point. Again, that could drop off at any point in terms of like the fact that the PS5 game version of the game only just came out recently. So I feel like it's a little too early to call in numbers, but basically what's happening here is that the PS5 version in its first 6 days, as of April 23rd, 2025, sold 117,000 copies. And if we look at the Steam numbers, as of December 14, 2024, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle sold 91.2 thousand copies. So we're comparing 117,000 to 91,000. And it's clear to see just how vast of an increase that is. That's an increase of 28%. And it's actually funny to think, but this next statement is actually quite true. So this is the next statement from Alinea Analytics. Basically, they said, Indiana Jones is estimated to have sold around 310,000 copies on Steam to date, and it's expected that the PS5 version will do even better than that. It's also likely that the game would have sold even faster on PlayStation had it launched the same day as the other versions last December. And so basically, they do have a graph showing just how big the increase in sales were. So it looks like Steam had significantly more early adopters buying the more expensive edition. However, over time, from the day of launch up to day 7, the number of players and, or rather the number of people who have purchased the game on PS5 have been far greater across the board. On Xbox, Analytics estimates that just under 5 million players have, or 5 million Xbox players have played the Great Circle, though the overwhelming majority of these are said to have come via Game Pass and not purchases. Machine Games' Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was released for Xbox and PC in December to incredibly positive reviews, amassing over 4 million players according to Microsoft's official numbers. But whether or not those numbers mean anything successful, that's another thing altogether, because we've seen what happened with Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush seemingly did incredibly well in terms of numbers as a whole, and yet somehow the studio was shut down. And I can't help but look at Game Pass in an extremely negative light, especially regarding all of this. So it's just, again, like I said, it's just crazy to think about where we are at the moment as far as how all of this kind of goes. Yeah, I don't really have much to say, and like I said, this seems like a bit of a nothing burger of an argument, but I wanted to think about this from the perspective of future games that are going to be coming out from Xbox. Basically, the way that I look at this is that if Xbox is going to be releasing games on multiple platforms, they need to release those games day and date, because the problem is if they don't, they probably wouldn't sell as well. And I do agree with these Alinea Analytics guys that, hey, had the game actually released day and date on PS5 and Steam and Xbox, PS5 would have had a greater amount of people purchasing the game. Because the thing is that as far as Xbox is concerned, more players on Xbox are going to play games through Game Pass. They're not going to go out of their way to purchase those games. So with all that being said, I doubt that people are willing to buy things on Xbox. Whereas on the PlayStation side, we don't actually expect games to come out day and date on PlayStation Plus. We hope that we get lucky and we get something that we want, but for the most part, buying games has always kind of just been the way to go. So that's just kind of the difference in mindset and mentality regarding the release of this game, but also how things have worked up until now. So I am interested to kind of hear what you guys have to say about this, and whether or not you agree or disagree, why or why not, because this is quite a conversation to have regarding all of this. Because again, I'm just kind of like looking at Game Pass and thinking to myself more and more, is this what we want as like a gaming populace? Some people might say yes, because it's a more cheaper option, but at the end of the day, is it really worth making things as dirt cheap as humanly possible, even if it doesn't benefit the people making the games? Because yeah, there'll be less money in the pockets of people that are higher up on the I want to say like corporate pyramid, but the problem is that they're still going to get a ton of money regardless. So I don't know where we're kind of going with all of this, but I am interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. So please put a comment in the comments below, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year, and with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.